Hello everybody, how we all doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. We have ourselves some gameplay of the brand new mode Turbocross, which got released last patch, and I have opinions about it. I've already posted 2 gameplay videos. One was what I would consider an average match. One was a example of how fast it can go if the other team is not watching out with their back. But let me go ahead and explain the basics real quick at Turbocross in case you have not seen the videos. It is basically a simulation of the original Monday Night Combat in terms of being more shooter-based and less MOBA-based or Dota-styled, however you want to determine that. And by that I mean it's got higher lethality, it has less emphasis on pushing bot lanes. You still have to down the money ball, but as you see right here, this turret is not shielded. I don't have to bring bots to it. I can pick at it and it'll eventually go down here very quickly. And you might think it's kind of silly, but one of the main gimmicks of Turbocross is that you can rebuild turrets, and you'll see later on that I do indulge in that a little bit here and there. You can't do it right away. It's like a 3-minute cooldown after a turret's destroyed between bringing it back up online, and it does cost money to bring it back up. So those are things to keep in mind. Aside from that, players basically have the stats full 15 character. Basically, it's this right here how fast I'm killing these, how much damage we're getting dealt to us. We already have level 15 stats for the most part. Leveling is only for the purposes of choosing skills. You don't gain stats with the exception of pretty much, and right here, this annoyed me. Just a quick aside. Burning, support. Come on, support. Do you love your turret more than you love me? Give me some slack. Anyway, see right here, bought a turret right there. You get actually to choose between 4 turrets. You can upgrade turrets. They start at level 1, they go to level 3. The money it costs varies between the turret type. I'll go to turret type in a second here, so we can get back to the basic pro changes. The first change is that, like I said before, you are level 15. Leveling up is, or your stats are level 15. But you still level up for the purpose of selecting skills. So your stats don't change at all leveling up except for picking. If you pick offense or defense, your stats will change, obviously. But besides that, there are no stat changes for levels. It is purely for skills. So fights are a little more even. There's a little less snowballing going on, from what I've seen anyway. As a level 3 character, like, you know, a level 10 character, same stats as a level 1, besides any sort of offense or defense stat changes. Besides that, damage is a bit higher than it would be even for 15 characters. There is also a change in, lethality, damage is higher from pros, but not for what you call it. Things like ejectors and annihilators, they're not going to one-shot you. They will do a lot of damage. You have to be careful in regards to that, but they will not. They won't kill you as fast as you think. Turrets will. Turrets do a lot of damage, depending on what type you're up against. So watch out for turrets. And also, if you're watching, you'll notice that health regeneration is a lot faster. Once your health regen kicks in, your health regen is about the same grade as Regenitol, just normally. Normal regen is about as high as Regenitol, and then when you use Regenitol, you almost instantly heal the full while it's active. So health regen's really boosted up to make up for the fact that you die really fast. So right there, I killed that gunner in almost no time at all. And besides that, things like Juice will fully heal you. You'll see me Juice, and I will get full healed. If you use Lime Spunky, do not use it. It is, from what I can tell, useless in this build. Or this game mode anyway, so do not bother using that. And there are other smaller details. It's not exactly like the old MNC. There are a lot of differences that they just couldn't. For example, bot waves are still shadies and slims. In the original MNC, it was like slims. I think blackjacks were the bot waves. So it's not exactly like the old MNC. You cannot change your character. From what I can tell, mid-match, you have to stick with what you got. There is I believe there's still a jungle and all that. There was an Annihilator in the old MNC, but it was I think it was instant use. I don't think it damaged pros as much. I didn't play a whole lot of old MNC, so I cannot remember exactly. But it's close, but it's not the same. It is an alternative. You find the old Super Crossfire mode to be too slow, or just you don't like the snowballing aspect of it. The maps are all the same. There are no new maps. They have altered them. How it basically works is the first tower or the first turret your enemies will see on the lane of yours is a level 3 laser blazer. The second turret is a nub that you can build with, and then the final turret is your rocket tower near your money ball. So, as a startup thing. And there are 4 tower types. You have the laser blazer, which is what you've been using before in Monday Night Combat. It is a modest, decent damage turret that deals deals decent amount of damage. Is fairly cheap. So it's a nice all-around turret when you don't have a lot of cash to spend on turrets, but you really want a turret. It works pretty fine. The other turret is a rocket turret. It is the same thing as the turrets behind your money ball. It does a ton of damage. It will almost instantly vaporize pros that are not, like, you know, super beefy, and even beefy ones will still really die really fast. However, it is very expensive. I think it's like 1,500. That might be to upgrade it, I forget, but it's not cheap to buy. It's not cheap to upgrade. It is just a all-around expensive turret. So watch out for that. The next turret is the shaved ice turret, or the ice shave turret. I forget what it's called exactly, but basically it's a turret that emits a slowing aura that will slow bots. It will slow pros, unless they can't slow this, in which case it'll be not slowed for a few seconds, but then it'll slow them right away afterwards. So keep that in mind. But the constant slowing aura it emits. The problem with the ice turret is that bots just stop to attack it. So the slowing aura, for as far as bots are concerned, is there's no need for it. The bots stop. I think in the old MNC, bots kept going, like tower defense. They kept going past the turret. So slowing bots was useful because it meant you could. I think nubs were closer, a bit closer, so you could actually have one turret attacking bots while they were slowed by another turret. So I don't think the shaved ice really works out too well on these maps, the way they're set up. Like I said, I'm trying to remember if the turrets actually were closer, or if bots would buy them. Like I said, I've not played the old Monday Night Combat in a while, but basically for this game mode, for whatever reasons, the ice turrets are not useful. Do not buy them. The final turret, the turret I want to talk about the most, is the long shot turret. It is a turret that fires. Basically, the advantage of it is it can fire shots from far away, thus long shot. The downside is that it can't really defend itself up close, so there's nothing to stop a pro from basically going up to it and beating on it until it dies. So the problem with this turret is that, one, the maps are not really set up for this kind of game mode, which I'll go into later. The big problem with long shots is also that they do a lot of damage, you get hit by them, you lose a lot of life, or you die, and you have no idea what attacked you. Because you can have a long shot turret, you know, back close to your base, and you know other players can't tell because they haven't, you know, shut down the other turret first, and they're deciding to random stuff. They have no idea how to kill them, so it's a really stupid tower. It has a lot of damage. You can't really prepare for it because it's just firing at random. On most maps, it's commonly going over the jungle on most maps, like Loco Moco. So you're running around the jungle and you're just getting pelted by bombs. It's also really bad on Gun Mountain because you have Shelly as well, and there's a really nice spot for long shots that will pelt the entire bot lane. It won't affect the jungle at all because it's not near the jungle lane. So it's really bad tower. They need to do something about the long shots. So basically, what you want to do is you want to build rocket towers in areas where a long shot would not be able to fire because it's getting blocked by something. You see right here, I have juice, you get full healed, despite being like very low in life, so yeah. Definitely want to juice when you're low in life. But back to what I was saying, as you want to build long shots where they're in nice open space where they can hit enemies constantly, you will get credit for all kills that your turrets make. So it behooves you to... See right there how fast my regeneration was with the regen at all, but back to what I was talking about. It behooves you to set up a long shot or a rocket tower because you get a lot of money by killing players with those. And for the most part, the mode is, I feel like this is done very quickly in response to player demand. Players are tired of the leveling. They're tired of having huge consequences for dying, and I feel like this was done pretty much as a knee-jerk reaction. I feel like Uber is a company that listens to their player base, but I think this might be a case study in listening to your player base too much. I feel like, I don't want to say, you know, no new game modes ever, but there's a reason why in games like Dota where you have only one map. When you have a lot of variables, a lot of characters, it means you have to constantly balance for this stuff. So every new map has to take into consideration every character. A character on one map is good, a character on another map is bad. In games like StarCraft, it's all set in stone. You have 3 races. They're always the same. So players can, you know, you have a best 2 out of 3. Players can consider that. They can counter-pick their maps. They can, you know, plan on losing this match and, you know, doing a better map for them next match and all this sort of stuff. And games like this, it's a little harder because you have more characters. So, okay, you picked this map, so I'll just play this character. It's good on this map because there's no set in stone stuff. It's always variables. And by introducing entirely new game modes, I mean, there's a reason why Dota has one map as well, because you have all these variables. So keep your map the same, everything's fine. Monday Night Combat, it does have fewer characters for now anyways. There is going to be more characters added to the game. But it does have 4 maps. You have to balance all that with each other. Like example, Loco Moco is really good for sharpshooters because they have very clear access to the Annihilator from way over in their base. Now you're introducing new game modes. I'm not sure if they're going to actually try to balance this at all. I'm hoping not, because it's going to be a nightmare. There's still a lot of issues with the whole Super Crossfire, the original mode of the game. And I feel like they weren't really good in set with that mode yet. Maybe later, you know, like a year or 2 down the road, you know, I know League of Legends did their whole Dominion thing. That's fine, but I feel like this is pulling them in 2 different directions at a time. Another problem I have is that the player base is not that large. It is modest, but it is not huge. And this splits the player base. We have players complaining about, you know, long queue timers. This doesn't help at all. Right now it'll be no problem because everyone's going to be playing this mode because it's shiny and new, but eventually you're going to have people who like it, some players who don't, and it's going to cause the player base to split. This is not something you want in the early lifespan of the game. You need to establish what you're doing as the norm first, and then go with that. This game is like, if we're going by the actual release date, this game is only a month old. You cannot release a new game mode like this right away. It works in other games because they have set in stone stuff, and this is a problem with games like TF2 because they have so many new wacky weapons that you can't really balance at all. And the players have had to, you know, take it into their own hands to balance the game. So that's my opinion on it. I feel this is done too early. Probably shouldn't have been done at all. I feel like the maps are not designed for this kind of playstyle. I'm not sure why they didn't bring. They had, you know, older maps for Monday Night Combat, the old style, that were for this game mode. I'm not sure why they didn't bring them back. They said tried to awkwardly jam them into maps that are designed around a totally different game type. Why they did that, I don't know. I guess it was just, I'm pretty sure the game is the same engine, so I wasn't sure why there's a problem. Maybe there's some technical reason for it, but I don't think there is, because it's the same engine, I believe. It's just they altered it for the new rules and all that. So, as far as playing it though, my personal opinions on how it plays, it's actually not that terrible. There are some annoyances, but it's not as bad as you think. Like I said, lethality is high. certain pros are useless. Support is not bad. His bomb does really well. His turret's very high damage, very nasty. Combat Girl's a bit weaker. Leo is almost useless. You don't need to escort bots anymore because all turrets are unshielded. I can attack turrets whenever I feel like it. So there's a rocket turret, by the way. See how much damage it did to me with one shot? Yeah, they're very much worth the money if you dish out for it. But like I said, here you have these pros like Leo who feel a little more useless because they're supposed to push lanes, but you don't really need to push lanes. So, and he's not very strong on his own.
15 seconds
so a lot of characters sort of are feeling the pinch of the new game mode, and it's hurting them a whole lot. And I feel that there needs to be, I don't know, I really don't want them to balance around this. I'm fine with it as a sort of a. I do like the idea of a faster game mode because it is tiring playing, 30-minute games. But if you watch this game is 25 minutes when it ends. We have 10 minutes left, I think, 10 or 9. And the average game mode, jackpots spawn now at the 15-minute mark. And the jackpot thing does not really make games go faster. Jackpots are a bit stronger in Turbocross, but not that much stronger. And this game, and most games actually, I've played last until the 15-minute mark, at which point the team that's been losing basically they forget about their jackpots and they lose. But against teams that know what they're doing will not be so easily fooled. They will go for the jackpots, they'll kill them, and you basically end up in a stalemate. The problem is, I think that there's no real, since you have no set bot lanes, since players can eventually rebuild their turrets, there's no real sense of progress. After 3 minutes, you can bring back the turrets back up, and you're back to where you started. It's just a little chaotic. And it's nice when you want to blow some steam. You don't want to play super serious. You want to goof around. That's fine, but like I said, as a serious mode, I'm not quite sure I'm sold on this. It's a kind of a fun diversion. It's nice when you have, I'm hoping for it gets faster. I'm hoping most of my videos are shorter for this, so I can release shorter videos. I know a lot of people, looking at some of the statistics, a lot of people do quit videos earlier when they're longer, so having a mode that enables shorter videos would be nice. On the other hand, I don't know, it's a mess. It's really I don't know. Ask me what you want. I guess that's the thing to say. If you want, I'm gonna obviously have some more Turbocross videos to show you how the game mode is, how it's evolving, and all that. But tell me what you want. If you prefer the old traditional game, or if you prefer this mode, I will do videos of that. I'm flexible. The Turbocross gets at the same credits, the same experience as Crossfire. There's no real difference between the two. You can use all the same endorsements, all the same products. It is just a different style of playing. So, whatever you want, I will do, since that is the purpose of these videos in the first place. I prefer Crossfire, but I don't hate playing this mode. I just hate the fact that it's going to do some really weird things to the game as a whole. That's my take on it. Getting onto patch stuff, there was, a patch, and there was some minor changes. I'm going to get to real quick here before this video finishes up. They did add a new flare. It's a bunch of mustaches. It's basically head flare, and you can now wear a head flare or you can wear your chest flare. So the mustaches are actually pretty cool looking, I will not lie, but again, I'm not totally sold on the flare at all. But I don't think it should be in the game. If you want it, that is great. Go and wear it, really. There you see a turret. Turrets, just a quick aside for Turbocross, turrets do not build and upgrade immediately. You see a little bar will show you progress. That's how you press it again to upgrade, and it will, once again, from what I can tell, it's actually invincible while upgrading your building. I'm trying to think. It might be the health bar goes away, but I have attacked them and didn't see any progress on the health, so I only played a handful of games in this mode, so don't have details on everything. But back to the patch, nerfed a Gunslinger. Her slow was nerfed a little bit. It takes longer to lock on for her to actually use it. And it also slows a bit less. I think it's 75% instead of 50% at all levels. On top of that, excuse me, looking through here, the commandos do not take fall damage anymore. It makes sense when you think about it, because basically what happens is they use their movement skills like jump or teleport or crook hook, and they fall, they take damage, and it stops their regeneration. And fall damage is not heavy. You take very little fall damage in this game, so it's not really a big disastrous thing to remove that. Honestly, they can remove all pros. I'm not sure why they don't, but that is totally their call. Right here, I want to take a break to the game itself. I get the old sprinting animation for the assassins she had back in the original one-night combat, and I was not sure why it happened. I think it's here where it happens. I get another speed upgrade. Yeah, right here. I start getting the old. I don't play assassin that much, so I'm not quite sure. Then I jump, and I totally overshoot, and they changed the top of the arena, so you can't stand on it anymore because people are standing up there to fire at the money balls and all that. So you sort of bounce around until you fall off. And I was so hypnotized by that old sprint animation that I totally overshot my jump and died. It's not really a video unless I kill myself. So there's your suicide for the game. Back to the patch. They upgraded the sniper's SMG damage a little bit, so he's a bit better for close range combat. I did actually buy him yesterday because I really wanted to play a sharpshooter. I'm not sure if I'll post videos because I'm not very good at sharpshooter. Admittedly, I did go 17-6 on my first game with him. That was on Turbocross, and I can tell you right now that about 75% of those kills were from long shots and Shelly, and not from any kind of headshotting. As far as other changes go, that's about it. There was, let me see here, checking the thing. No, they nerfed Cab Spark's ult fire a little bit. That is not super. It's a strong ult fire still, so I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest. It's about 5 damage off of it, which I know adds up as you level, but I played him after the patch and it didn't feel too bad. As you see here, same rules apply to the money ball. It goes down, jackpots will spawn. We're on overtime anyway, so jackpots are spawning to begin with. But you can also get the money ball down by firing at it, which I'm doing, just giving a few plinks here and there. The new changes are still up, so I can only extend the money ball being down for so long. It'll go back up on its own after a while, unless some bots come and attack it. So that's still in effect. Still in effect for Turbocross. See, money ball's back up. Exciting stuff, folks. And if you look at, as I pass by some of the turrets, you'll see that the when it destroys a no sign and a burning stub or smoking stub, that will slowly sink. There's no real good timer for it, but that'll slowly sink into the ground, and once it's gone, you'll get the nub back eventually. Like I said, 3-minute timer there. Then you can rebuild. I'm trying to think of all the turret costs. I know that the rocket turret's really expensive. The long shot's really cheap. It's like $100 bucks for the long shot, if I remember correctly, and it's like $200 and $500 to upgrade at both levels. Yeah, everything's still in here. Oh, I forgot one important change. They added a new hazard to Spunky Cola Arena. That is the fuzz that will sweep across the upper catwalk area and that ring that's around the Annihilator to sort of dislodge players that are taking over the middle. Have seen it in action. You actually, one of my silent videos actually had it. You can see it being used, but I'm not quite sure how much damage it does or how much it costs or where it's even located right now. I've totally blanked on that one, but it's there. Can't comment on it because I've not seen it actually to kill players or to do things two players. I've just seen it's kind of pretty neat graphics, so we'll see if that plays out. But that is the game. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about Turbocross. If you want giant bombs, can give me a comment, and I will. Hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you all next time.